Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Grue. Today we got a very special guest. I'm happy to be interviewing guy from Philly, just like me, Frank Stallone, and that's Sly's brother, of course, and he's known as so much more than that. Like he's done numerous songs, he's done numerous films, and now he has a film that's out now about his life. So we're going to talk to him about the new film out about his life, and we're going to get his thoughts on everything. And it should be a very fun interview with the man himself, Frank Stallone. And it's coming up next.
Perfect.
Yep, I'm born and raised in Philly, and my real name is actually Rocky.
There you go. That kind of makes sense, right? To do the interview. Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, it's um I
Yeah.
I wanted to start by there's a new film out, and the film is about you and your
Yeah.
life. So
Uh-huh.
can you tell us the name of the film, and
Yeah.
how was it filming your life
Yeah.
story?
It's called Stallone, Frank, that is. And yeah, some people approached me to do a movie about my life, and the rest is history. It seemed to be accepted pretty well so far. So I'm pretty happy about it. It's
Nice.
kind of I'm really quite excited about it.
Awesome.
So we're just moving along, and we're just doing interviews, and we're getting more requests here and there. So it's really kind of fun.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
just telling me you did a recent interview with well, not
Yeah.
WWE guy anymore, Chris
Yeah. Yeah.
Jericho.
Jericho,
Yeah.
great guy, man. Really, really, really nice guy. It was actually quite fun. Wait,
Nice.
let me change my light. It looks like I'm half in the dark here. Jesus. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, there we go. There we go. Like
Yeah.
half my face was underground. Yeah. So, what part of Philly are you from?
South Philly.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I lived more or less in the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, didn't spend much time in South Philly, but of course, I'm very familiar with it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, because you moved to Philly when
Yeah.
you were trying to do your songs.
Yeah. I moved to Philly when I was like 8.
Okay.
7 or 8. Yeah, my mom, she got divorced and married a guy from South Philly, actually. So,
Okay.
yeah, but we ended up living in Center City and then downtown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Went to Lincoln High School. Yeah, it was
Wow.
cool, man. It was good. I mean, it's changed a lot since I was there. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's not quite the same thing,
Yeah,
but
it's not.
it's like the people are nice. It's just the government sucks, but the people are nice there. People are always pretty cool there. It's just I think you got the wrong mayor and governor. That's all. I
I
won't get into that. Yeah.
I 100% agree with you on that. Like a lot of people don't like him, but that's another story.
I'm a Rizzo guy.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So everything's going really well with the movie right now. We're very excited about the press, and and the thing is I'm happy about is that my wish is that people get something out of it, and that is what I hope for. People gets to say, well, whether inspiration or I don't know. Everyone gets something different from each movie.
Hmm.
So I don't know what they'll take out of it. I mean, it's funny at times. There's a lot of humor in it. Don't you find?
It is, it is. It was very good. I watched, and something I learned from the movie that I didn't know about you is that you actually really boxed.
Yeah, I did. I
Wow.
boxed out of New Jersey and Hamilton and Trenton. Yeah, that's where I did it, and it was fun. I mean, of course, Philadelphia has a tremendous boxing history. I used to go to the Blue Horizon and all that stuff like that, and Spectrum when they had fights. But Philly's always been a big fight town. Philly was in everything town. Matter of fact, I was looking up today this site on Instagram called Vintage Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I saw this picture of the art museum in 1930, and there's nothing around there. And I felt like saying, God, you know, who would think if 46 years later, my brother would make it one of the most famous places in the world?
I
Who
know
would think?
that's so crazy, isn't it?
Think about it. Who would think that by accident, matter of fact, that wasn't in the script. That's an accident. They were just driving around looking for a location. He goes, yeah, that would be a good idea. Just pulled the car over, got the Garrett, and he ran up the steps. Go figure.
And the rest is history,
Right?
right?
History, man. But it wasn't like planned. Okay, we're going to do. They were looking. You know, it was like guerrilla filmmaking. They were looking for a place to, you know, shoot, and that's what happened. And yeah, it's like everything is like happenstance. Like, you know, I mean, the chances of, you know, the reason they say, why am I in Rocky? I said, because I'm the only musician he knew.
Yeah.
Not that I was like, you know, the greatest guy. It's just that it was a low budget movie, and we were definitely low budget. So there you go. A meeting of the minds, you know what I mean?
But
So,
when that film was out, like the film became huge, and
yeah.
you had a song from the film, and
Yeah.
the film doing so well actually help help helped your song out, right?
Yeah, it did. It did in some ways, but you know, the movie was just, God, it was just so big. You know, I mean, the movie just sprouted wings itself. I mean, nothing could hold that movie back. It was just, it just became something that everyone related to, you know, in its own way. I think what's happening with my film, which I'm not comparing to Rocky at all, but I'm saying, but a lot of people are pulling stuff out of it because, you know, it's a lot of years that I've been around doing stuff. And there's people that are pulling things out of it. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've had that happen. I get rejected. Yeah, had that. So, but Rocky is about that. Rocky is about, you know, rejection. You know, getting a chance, getting a break to do something. So it has the same effect, and it just affects people other different ways. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right
You know?
about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like when I did Staying Alive, I think half the reason of the success was because I was feeling the same way Tony Manero was feeling.
Hmm.
You know, I wanted to be more, you know, I wanted to get what I was doing out, you know, and I wanted to, you know, I'd invested all this time in my life into this, and I wanted to take it to the next level. Same thing with Tony Manero from Saturday Night Fever. He was like a gabon just hanging around the neighborhood, right? And then he wants to become legit and go to Broadway. So in my own way, I wanted to go to Broadway. You know, I was tired of playing the little clubs because I've been playing these little places forever. You know, I was done with it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Staying Alive gave me the, you know, wherewithal to you know, take to another level. So I'll always be thankful for that, you know.
Yeah, that's like you did all the songs for that film, right?
Quite a few, like 9. I sang like, yeah, about 9 songs, which is a lot. I mean, you know, and you know, Rocky had 1 song. 9 songs for that it was actually a dream come true. I mean, I was, you know, I had invested everything in my life into music, and it just didn't go to where I wanted it to go. And all of a sudden, this movie comes out, and you know, people are now, you know, being treated with respect and like, oh man, you know, I didn't know you could do this or that. And I said, well, what do you think I did? You know, I don't know. You know, that's why I always wonder. Like people come see me play, and go, God, I didn't know you could like walk and talk. And I said, yeah, well, yeah, I have a little of that. Yeah. So that's what happens. You know, you get like. You know, I said, I don't know. What were you expecting? I have no idea. But that's what happens with a lot of stuff. You know, you always wonder what people expect, or is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. But the bottom line was, it's you know, Staying Alive was a really big part of my life, and I don't look a gift horse in the eye, man. You know, a lot of people. We were talking about this earlier today. a lot of artists, like you'll go see them, but they won't play their own songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They play every song that you don't want to hear, but instead of the hits. I go, I don't get that. You know, I've seen Frank Sinatra. He would do all the popular songs.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And then, you know, then you'd see the Beatles, the Stones, the Kinks, but they all do why would you not play your popular songs that people have paid money to come see you sing?
Exactly.
But then they get I mean, I've seen it with a few acts. They get an attitude. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
They get an attitude like they're above it. Hey, well, you know what? That was commercial, man. So now they're going to listen to my really crappy stuff that never got on the record. So that's what you're going to do. So you're going to force feed a bunch of people that paid money to hear this song, and you're just going to feed them a bunch of new songs that are terrible. And this is some big acts. You know, if they would have said beforehand, this tour we will do no hits, just all new songs, 4 people would show up, right?
You're right.
Right? Okay, you know, it's Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We're not going to play any hits. Next, you would hear crickets. Because I went to one of their shows, and I'm a big fan of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I was. And then he said, okay, now we like to do a new song. And everyone's like, Christ. Like, you know, it's like, boo. So all of a sudden, people were like getting really pissed, you know, because they wanted to hear Sweet for Judy, Blue Eyes, Wooden Ships. They don't want to hear, like, here's a song about the belching aardvark of Madagascar, you know, because now they're into the ecology. Like, people, they're like, you know, drunk, stoned. They don't listen to crap, you know. You know. The belching sand dollar of Australia. But that's what happens. I mean, you know, and people get full of themselves and they don't, you know, it's the entertainment business. It's not the bring down business. It's not the political business. People spend their money. They want to be entertained. They don't want to listen to your politics. Just go and sing your songs and shut up. That's how I felt.
You're right. You're right about that.
No, Sinatra told me, he goes, don't ever insult your audience. When you preach to your audience, you're like insulting. You're like, in other words, because they didn't ask for your opinion, right?
You're right.
They didn't ask what you think about the price of beans or anything like that. So I tried to do that. And I don't think my movie, I'm just talking about some of the pitfalls of show business, but I'm not like preaching to someone. If you want to go into this business, go ahead, you know. I mean, but there are pitfalls around. But I'm not going to tell anybody not to. If you want to, do it. But here's what you can expect, you know?
Yeah, like, exactly.
I had guys, you know, when we were boxing, come in the, hey, man, I want to box. I said, you sure? And the second they get hit in the nose, oh, my God, I didn't know this would happen. I go, well, what did you think would happen? Your nose is the first thing that's going to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's the thing that sticks out of your face. So, bang. So, hey, man, I didn't know that would hurt. I go, well, maybe you're dumb enough to be a boxer if you didn't.
Right.
You don't have enough brains to, like, in your print. You know what I mean? But the fun thing was, like, watching my brother in the documentary talking how he tortured me as a child. But that's
I was going to ask you about that when he hit you with the drum set and stuff.
Yeah, it was a drum pedal. I threw it across the room, stuck in my head. Yeah, and then he handcuffed me to fire escape. But they were cheap handcuffs he bought at the Army Navy store, and they were cheap for a reason because they didn't come with a key.
Oh, no.
So now my father, South Philly Tony, has to call the fire department and cut the handcuffs off an 8-year-old in the fire escape. Now, if that was today, the parents would be thrown in jail for like child, you know. No, I didn't know. His 11-year-old brother did it. Yeah, sure, pal. Next, you'd be going out in handcuffs. So stuff like that we did that was just crazy. And my mother was out of it. You know, she was a wild lady. But it's just funny. It's just interesting how things, you know, culminate. I mean, like I just said, who would think 46, 47 years later, the museum steps? Because when I lived in Philadelphia, you could have literally shot a cannon at those steps and not hit anybody. Nobody went to the art museum. No, I'm serious. Nobody, because we lived right across the street, and I
Oh,
just
get out.
lived at the Parktown place. So when
Oh,
you see him
yeah.
standing up there like that, and that building right on the right side, that's where we lived. That's how close I lived.
Wow.
Yeah. So so that's where we lived. So I mean, that's where all the parades would start, right on the Parkway. The Thanksgiving and Giving Day, all this stuff would start right on the Parkway, right
Hmm.
there, and head downtown.
Yeah.
And it was just really interesting to see those steps, because I'm telling you, nobody went there. And it's a shame. It's a great museum, but just nobody went there
Um,
until
um,
some out of work actor ran up the steps, and then it's like 1 million people a year go up there. You know how many people run up those steps?
no, it's crazy. It's
People come
crazy.
from all over the world to run up and down those steps.
I know, isn't it? Like,
I go there. I've never ran the steps. Never. I said, I'm not running up those damn steps. But, well, if I did, it'd be kind of weird. Hey, you look like Racky. So, yeah.
yeah, I remember not too long ago, like there were
I'm sure.
some
I
fans.
bet you've run up the steps, haven't you?
Once I did because
I know. Okay. Yeah.
I just had to because
Of course.
my name's Rocky. I'm from Philly,
I know.
so you know
Of course. Yeah.
I, I did do it once.
The prerequisite. You had to do it. Yeah, man. But it's here's a trivia question I ask people, and they always get it wrong. I said, "Where's Rocky from?" They go, "Hey, yeah, South Philly." I said, "No, he's not. He's from Kensington. He just runs
Kensington.
South Philly."
Hmm.
But see, people think because that's such a famous scene, the Ninth Street thing. No, but he's from Kensington. He's just
Yeah.
running through Ninth Street.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. When he was training.
Yeah, he was training. Yeah,
Hmm.
but but it was interesting. Being involved in some of those movies. It was just, now I've done on my own 77 movies.
77.
That was 70 are garbage, but the 7 are pretty good. I mean, so they're not garbage. They're just low budget. It's just I was starting out. You do what you got to do. I mean, it wasn't like I was doing porn or anything. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
just bad direction. And so that's what we did. And but in between, I did some good ones. You get Barfly, you get Tombstone, you get
Hmm.
Fred Claus, you get Staying Alive. I mean, so
Yes.
there's good ones in between. But it's not like every movie they make is a great movie. You know what I mean? Most of them are crap, but that's here nor there. But so I think the last time I was last time I was in Philadelphia was for the Philadelphia Film Festival,
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice.
which they didn't put me in, by the way. That's nice. All of a sudden,
Wow.
the publicist called up over and said, "Wait a second, you're having the Philadelphia Film Festival. Frank Stallone is from Philadelphia.
Hmm.
His brother's in the movie.
Hmm.
Everything's about Philadelphia. It's not in your film festival." Oh well, you forgot, but you put like Humpty Dumpty comes out of the closet in the movie thing. I mean, so they don't put me in, right? I was just like, it's a lot of it, Rocky, is politics.
Yeah.
Politics is in everything we do now. Politics is in politics. Politics is in show business. Politics is in sports now, and it's backfires. Look at the girl from Disney.
Hmm.
That it's backfired on because she's got a huge following and she's very well liked, and they're going like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that
Yeah. I know
because
exactly.
that could hurt that franchise. So you got to be careful. Just let people say what they want to say and go about your business. You either agree. Look, I have friends that don't agree with anything I do, but they're still my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't stop being friends with someone because
No,
of different
that's
view that they have.
no, but that's the American way. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way that's the way it was structured.
Hmm.
Right of free speech. I mean, it's like but it's the cancel culture we go through. So maybe I didn't get in some film festivals because I'm conservative. Okay, whatever. Okay. If you want to be that petty about it, that's fine. I mean, I think everything should be judged on people's work, their content, not their politics.
Exactly.
on their content. I mean, is the work good? Listen, there's a lot of people that do good work I can't stand, but I'm never going to take it away from their talent. You say I don't like them, but they're really good, which is kind of a weird thing to say, isn't it? I really can't stand a person, but they're pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, I know. But it's come to that. I mean, it's come to that, I mean, what turned me off with Philadelphia, I could not believe they took Kate Smith's statue down.
I know.
I said, come on, man. I said, really?
I
She's
know,
this fat old lady who sang a song like 90 years ago, like a minstrel song. And but I said, but they forgot to add in, she also raised almost $400 million in the 40s for the war effort. So they forgot to put that in there. I mean, so we're going to be held accountable for everything we've done in our life. I mean, Christ, remember, like, I don't know about you, but being Catholic, people in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks.
Yes.
So
exactly.
if you have lived a totally perfect life with no faults, I would love to see that person. But I don't know about you. I've said a lot of stuff. I went like, Christ, I should have never said that. I mean, everyone has. I mean, come on. I mean, watch football games. You don't think some players say stuff that, oh, shit, I shouldn't have said that, as they're getting thrown out of the game, or stuff like baseball. We all do. No one's perfect. There's no perfect people. It's just perfect moments. And if we would just understand that and believe that we are all fallible. There's no one perfect, but it's very fashionable now for people to get on a platform and well, you said that 30 years ago.
I know.
I said, that's what you're going after? Well, I've said a lot of dumb shit between that time and now. I mean, if you're going back that far, we can go 10 minutes. I've said stupid stuff. I mean, we all do. We all say, I mean, it's just funny. I mean, it's just funny how we've gotten into this thing. And I think my movie is somewhat, now you saw it. I mean, you're a young guy. I mean, I think in some ways it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it was.
It's not political. It's not preachy. It's people just, saying what they're saying. And, and I didn't have a paper they had to sign. Okay, now you cannot say Frank's an asshole. I mean, I didn't say that. They could say anything they want. I was never there. I was not at one of them. So there wasn't a thing like, okay, we got to be kind to Frankie week. I said, let it rip, man, and they did. There are a few people who are a little disgruntled, but, you can't please everybody, right?
That's true. And one of the people, I didn't know that. One of the people you brought him on stage was Richie Sambora.
Yes, Richie's from Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met Richie, he was young. I mean, he was like a teenager. Very talented. He's actually more talented than John Bon Jovi. I don't want to bust people's bubbles, but he's actually a better singer and songwriter, but that's here nor there. And he was a young guy. I said, this guy's really good, man. But he had the whole thing, he was like 18. He had like the perfect hair, he was an only child. So he had like cool guitars, clothes, I guess his parents were very doting parents, but he really had that, even though he was a local kid, he had that rock star thing,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. So he was also, he's also in Staying Alive. If you see him when I'm on stage, he's playing guitar in the background and one part, and the other part he's not, because I think he got let go because he was hitting on one of the girls. And I think the director had a thing with, not the director, I mean the producer had kind of eyes for the girl for which she got the gate. I mean, for flirting. I mean, it just shows how stupid that is. It's not like he was doing anything. We're working on stage, but that's what happens in show business, doesn't it?
Okay. I was told I have to wrap up soon. Our time limit.
Well, if there's anything you want to ask me.
Okay. Just wanted to ask. Is there anything coming out next for you besides the film? And I see you still do music and you still go on stage and stuff.
I'm doing that. I'm concentrating a lot on that. on, I practice all the time because, it'll come a day when I got to go out and play again. So I don't want to be like, I forgot, you forget all your lyrics. You go, hey, you wrote it, Frank. You can't remember what you wrote. I go, no, I can actually. So I got to keep reminding myself on that. But I'm doing that, but I'm really focused on the picture. I've got a really great team for once in my life. It's a professional team that, I don't have a bunch of like, it's like the teams I had before, like the gang that couldn't shoot straight. It's like, that's impossible for anyone to get that wrong, except if they're on my team. But now I have like a really great team, and I have total confidence in them that they do everything right. They get it right. And just all it is for me is now just to do these wonderful interviews. I think we've done close to 100 interviews since the movie came out. That's a lot. One day I did 22.
Wow.
Yeah, my publicist Lee was going, "Are you sure you can do it?" I said, "Bring it." I said, you know what? I'm not letting this opportunity pass. I've let too many things go by the wayside over the years that I should have taken care of business on, and I'm not doing that now. I mean, this is a movie of my life, so I am going to do it as much justice as I can.
Exactly.
Whoever wants to talk to me about it, I am totally open for that. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I want to say, hey, man, I'm not in the mood today. Oh, really? After they did all this work getting the interview, now you're not in the mood. But people do that. People do that, man. I've seen it firsthand. The publicity companies out there working their butt off to get interviews, get things going. And the day of the interview, hey, man, I'm not feeling cool. I said, what an asshole. I would never do that, man. People are working. They're working on your behalf. You want to get out there and do it. So, now, let me ask you something before I leave. Have you ever eaten at Amoroso's Bakery?
Yes.
Now, is that bread that good, or is that a bunch of hooey?
I mean, it's good, but it's not like the best.
Yeah, it's not like, it's like, Pat's and Gino's, those are horrible.
It is, I know.
Oh, they're not good.
I know.
There's a lot better hoagie steak places than that.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Atlantic City, the White House, is better than that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of mom and pop places that are great. But I heard Amoroso's, they always talk about it. Well, I'm sure it's good. I mean, I'm not like a bread expert because I'm always dieting. So, but I know in Philadelphia, they try to feed me that stuff out here and go, yeah, man, this is a Philly hoagie. I said, this is not a Philly trash can you're feeding me here. I said, don't tell me about hoagies, man. I've eaten 1,000 of them. I said, this is not no, it's a real Philly hoagie. I go, first of all, where are you from? I am from India. That ain't a Philly hoagie, pal. Okay? So if you want a Philly hoagie, you got to get one of those guys like, hey, yo, kid, what's going on down here? Make one, from South Philly. I mean, that's where you're going to get like a hoagie. I mean, that's what they're known for.
Right. You're right.
Yes. Some guy in Southern California could tell me about hoagies. I said, man, you better take that hoagie and put it where the sun don't shine, because I'm telling you, that ain't no hoagie. But there's a lot of things in Philadelphia that are indicative of the city. I mean, pretzels. God, I can't tell you how many soft pretzels I've eaten.
Oh.
We lived on them when I was a kid. I mean, the guy come by an old wooden creaky cart with like a stick with mustard on it, like a kind of a stick that you used to stir paint with. That's what he's sticking his big mustard jar. Hey, we went 2 Pretz. It was like a nickel. And that's why most we lived on. Stuff, tasty cakes and pretzels and Frank's Hires root beer, you name it. But Philly had its own thing. They had all their own Schmidt. Well, how about this, man? Hey. Schmidt's of Philadelphia.
Nice.
A tap.
Nice.
Tap really ship of shit. It should be Shits of Philadelphia, but Schmidt. I don't know. I don't even know if they're in business anymore, but probably not. But listen, Rocky, I'm going to let you go, man. But Paisan, thank you for having me on the show. And I hope all your listeners check it out and we'll have a good time with it.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, yeah. And tell all your friends.
It was great.
And tell all your friends in Philadelphia, I miss yous, guys.
I miss you.
I see yous down the shore. Yeah. All right, man.
Go down to Wildwood, right?
No, Wildwood, the Billies and Sallies. Yeah, we'll go down there, go down the shore and see what's going on down there. All right, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
God bless, brother. Take
All
care.
right, man. You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.